Live look at the White House as the sun comes up over Washington after a rainy night. It is 29 past the hour as former President Donald Trump reportedly weighs another run at the Oval Office. The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee is looking to send him a message with this new ad.
Trump lost, but he can't move on. He's a loser, and Republican leaders like Tom Emmer know it.
Cannot accept that he lost the election.
Emmer wants to dump Trump, but keep his voters. Donald has other plans.
The angry orange baby's throwing another fit over the election. He can't admit he lost. He wrote, Republicans will not be voting in 22 or 24.
Do you think Donald knows what they're saying about him?
Republicans hope to launch a comeback. Trump is not invited. Trump is not invited. Trump is not invited.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
And the chairman of the DCCC, Democratic Congressman Sean Patrick Maloney of New York, joins us. He's a loser. Okay, what's the strategy here with an ad like that?
Well, look, we're about to do the most important policy work that's been done in a generation or more. And when we complete these historic bills, we're going to tell people about them. But right now, while y'all have a little time on your hands, we want to point out something to Donald Trump, which is, Donald, they're laughing at you up on Capitol Hill. They use you like some cheap mistress to for their purposes, but then they laugh at you behind your back and they run away from you when they try to talk to voters in swing districts. And we think the former president should know that the Republican Party is using him to raise money, but making fun of him behind his back and trying to distance himself. I mean, look at what Youngkin's doing in Virginia, trying to have it both ways. And he really isn't invited to their party because they know they can't justify their support for
I'm still stuck on the cheap mistress. Yeah. Okay, Joe Scarborough, jump in.
So let's move from psyops to actual legislation. Are the Democrats going to pass legislation in time to help Terry McAuliffe and other Democrats running for office next Tuesday?
I think that you will see a deal by then, yes.
Do you believe it's in the best interest of the Democratic Party to make sure the bipartisan infrastructure bill gets passed and gets out there quickly while the details of reconciliation are being finished up?
I think what you're going to see is you're going to see a meeting of the minds on the Build Back Better bill, the reconciliation bill, and you'll see the infrastructure bill move. But that depends on getting it over the finish line. We're very close.
Democrats are in charge of the House, of the Senate, of the White House. They have all the votes they need. They've been going around in circles now for months now. Isn't it time for them to get in a room, close the doors, and say nobody leaves until we have a deal? Yes, and I think you're seeing that happen. And I do think if we come back here in a couple of weeks, or we're having this conversation at Thanksgiving, you look at the first 10 months only of this administration, you will see the most successful first-year presidential agenda since FDR. Period, full stop. And you will see historic investments in American families and American infrastructure to grow our economy. By the way, it doesn't add a penny to our debt. It's paid for by asking the wealthiest corporations and billionaires to pay their fair share. It gives a tax cut to middle-class people for once. And that's the right way to build back better. We're going to get it done. And if you just give us a couple more days, I think you're going to see it happen.
Caddy.
So, Congressman, I had conversations with economists in the White House, and there seems to be some kind of tension between getting the package that is good for the long-term health of the U.S. economy, and some of that is the green stuff, and that's going to take longer, and getting stuff that people feel so that it helps President Biden in 2022 and Democrats in 2024. And those two things are slightly separate tracks, because not everything that's in this bill is going to be felt immediately and so give Democrats a political win. How do you make sure people feel this and so help the Democratic Party in the next
elections? We are guilty as charged of trying to do the right thing for the country and caring about the substance of these policies.
Which is great, but you also need the political will.
Well, look, I mean, I know everything that's been written and that can be said on shows like this has been written and said, and so there's a frustration that we're not done. But the policy actually matters, and the debate you're seeing is a policy conversation. So, yeah, we care about it. But look, what is going to be felt right away? Tens of millions of families right now can get the car fixed when it breaks because of the child tax cut. That's a middle-class tax cut going to parents raising kids. How about home care? If you're taking care of an elderly parent, we're gonna help you with dependent care like that. I mean, there are going to be things that immediately happen. I think you'll see people get their state and local tax deductions back, which is going to make a big difference in a lot of parts of the country that I care a lot about. And so the fact of the matter is there will be a lot that's immediate, but there will also be a long-term growth strategy. That's the infrastructure bill, long-term funding, long-term planning, state DOTs having their budgets increase 20, 30, 40%, and the ability to contract starting in 2022, you bet, but also to plan for the years ahead. I think we're going to get the right balance.
All right, Gene.
Congressman, in terms of what you guys call the pay-fors, how this is paid for, tell me about this idea of the billionaires tax that's become all the rage in the last few days. Is that going to be a part of this? And I know a lot of work has been done on it in the Senate, but not so much in the House. Can Ways and Means actually write this in time?
Right. The way you said that is of interest to me. We've done extensive and specific proposals out of the House. So if the Senate has an idea on that, they should write something down. But I do think a lot of us are interested in the idea of making corporations and billionaires pay their fair share. This program is paid for. It will not add to our debt. And we will also give tax relief to middle class and working families. That's the right priorities in this bill. But those are some good ideas, and I think you'll see a lot of support for that in the House. But whatever the final details are, a lot of us believe it's past time to bring this plane in and land it. So if somebody wants to do that, they should write it down and propose legislative language.
Mike Barnicle.
Congressman, you just said that part of the plan is to have corporations and billionaires pay their fair share. Yet there seems to be a reluctance among the Democrats, who, as Joe pointed out, hold the House, the Senate, and the presidency, to raise the corporate tax rate. What is that about?
I don't know. I think that should be part of any plan. Remember, Donald Trump lowered that corporate rate even below what the Chamber of Commerce asked for. And we have absolutely room, and the CEOs will tell you, to raise that corporate rate a little bit. Look, we've got some of the wealthiest, most profitable corporations in the world paying zero in taxes. And the individuals who found them and benefited from that growth are blasting themselves into space because they got so much extra money lying around. I think working people and working families, like the ones a lot of us grew up in, understand that those people can pay their fair share. And we believe that the policy is more popular when people know we're not adding to the national debt. So that's the key. That's the key, Mike, is don't add to the national debt. Give working and middle class families tax relief and make corporations and the wealthy pay up.
But again,
go ahead.
But again, you're talking about the corporate tax rate. With Democrats, it's amazing that they don't jump it from 21% to 23% at least, when, as you just pointed out, every corporation, large corporation that you can think of, had that planned in their budgets. They thought there would be a corporate tax rate increase. It's a Democratic proposal that would be an automatic in past history.
Right. Well, I wouldn't believe everything you read in the press. I do think an increase in the corporate rate will be part of a final plan. But we are still talking that through, and I agree with you. I do think that most Americans understand that the wealthiest corporations in the world can pay their fair share.
So finally, before you go, Sean Patrick Maloney, why do you think some of these races, and you mentioned Glenn Youngkin, why do you think some of these governor's races are so close?
Oh, come on. We are in the first year and an off year election. That's normal. I do think if you look at the California recall, we kicked their butt. And we did it in the competitive parts of the state, like Orange County, that are a good bellwether. So it's not just because it's a blue state. If you look at the special elections that have been held, look at Melanie Stansbury in New Mexico, won by better than twice what folks were predicting. So I think Terry McAuliffe's going to pull it out. I do think he's getting a lot of pressure because we're in the middle of doing hard things right now. And we need to do those hard things so that people can see what we did, we tell them about it, and they feel the impacts. But my money's on Terry McAuliffe.
Okay, Congressman Sean Patrick Maloney, thank you very much. Always good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.